Court ruling has temporarily preserved access to medication abortion, and local advocates are speaking out. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. Last Friday, a federal court reinstated a previous restriction on mifepristone, a medication that is commonly used for medication abortions. The new restriction made it impossible to get it by mail or pick it up at a pharmacy, but rather required patients to go to a clinic to access it directly. Leaders at the Mabel Wadsworth Center were planning a response and steps to move forward when today the Supreme Court temporarily blocked that lower court ruling and reinstated access to mifepristone by mail. By May 11th, the Supreme Court must decide whether to continue with that or if their block of the lower court ruling will expire.
At least in the interim, access to mifepristone does not change, which means access to medication abortion by mail does not change. But understandably, this whole situation is going to leave a lot of folks very confused about care that is safe, effective, and just unfortunately very stigmatized.
Rulon says it's hard to predict how the Supreme Court will ultimately rule, but they stress that mifepristone is safe and access to this drug by mail is preserved for now. In other news tonight, a Mainer who was killed in World War II is finally laid to rest back home. Corporal Delmont Johnston's remains were identified last year after more than 8 decades. Mike Hartford, a photojournalist from our media partner WGME, shows us the somber ceremony recognizing Johnston's sacrifice.
U.S. Army Corporal Delmont Johnston, 21, of Monmouth, Maine, who was captured and died as a prisoner of war during World War II, was accounted for March 18, 2025. In late 1942, Johnston was a member of 16th Bombardment Squadron, 27th Bombardment Group Light, when Japanese forces invaded the Philippine Islands in December. Johnston died on December 30, 1942, and was buried in the local Cabanatuan Camp Cemetery in grave 836. In 1948, the AGRS examined the remains in an attempt to identify them. One set of remains was recovered from grave 836, but could not be identified as Johnston. He was declared non-recoverable on August 25, 1949. In December 2018, DPAA exhumed the remains associated with grave 836 and sent them to the laboratory for analysis, and found evidence that Johnston was, in fact, buried in grave 822.
I think the military, we all have a motto where no soldiers left behind, and sometimes when you can't bring them home, that's really a difficult thing to accept. So for these soldiers, it's been a long time, and it's bittersweet, essentially. It's sad, but it's joyful, too, at the same time.
It's an encouragement to all of us to remember who we are as a nation and to honor those who have served and have given everything they've had to give for our freedom. One of Maine's own, once again, has come home.
Our thanks to Mike Hartford for that glimpse into the ceremony. Senator Susan Collins toured a local technical education center after securing federal funding for the institution's new programs. Our Alexa Kennedy has more.
Senator Collins visited the Mid-Maine Technical Center in Waterville on Monday, touring the center's newest program with students and staff. The senator viewed MMTC's engineering and manufacturing program after securing over $10 million in federal funding to support workforce development in Maine. Over $700,000 of the funding supported MMTC's purchase of machine tooling and 3D metal printing equipment. Senator Collins says the program is an investment in Maine's future by preparing students for a life after school.
It gives them a real boost if they're going on to higher education, but it also equips them with the skills that they need if they're going directly into the workforce.
Passed in 2024, the bill aimed to better prepare students for careers in high-skilled fields through workforce development programs.
It's very hard to teach machining, for example, if you don't have the equipment that you need.
Senator Collins says programs supporting technical career and educational training are essential for addressing the state's worker shortage.
It's also great for Maine's employers. We're short something like 3,000 skilled workers, and the programs like this make a real difference.
She says this program not only ensures more stability for the state's workforce, but the ability of Maine's young people to make a life here.
Programs like this help encourage students to stay in the state of Maine once they finish their education. It gives them the confidence to know that they can have a very good life right here in the state of Maine with a great job.
In Waterville, Alexa Kennedy, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Maine State Senator and Congressional District 2 candidate Joe Baldacci has received a major endorsement for his campaign. The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, or DCCC, has added Baldacci to its Red to Blue program, which means the committee has identified him as a top candidate, will be investing in his campaign and providing support to his run for the 2nd Congressional District. According to the committee, the Red to Blue program is a, quote, highly competitive and battle-tested program that equips top candidates with strategic guidance, staff resources, candidate training, fundraising, and more. Meanwhile, another Democratic candidate for CD2 is speaking out on the DCCC throwing its support behind Baldacci. Jordan Wood's campaign expressed dissatisfaction with the endorsement, saying the committee is trying to decide the primary before voters even cast their ballots. Wood said in a statement, quote, somehow Washington, D.C. still hasn't realized that in Maine we make our own decisions about who represents us. The people of Maine will decide this primary, not a broken and corrupt political establishment that continues to fail us, end quote. Switching gears now, Maine Maritime Academy will be offering a new major that school officials say will further position it as a leading institution in nuclear energy education. Our Grace Blanchard has more.
Maine Maritime Academy will soon make history as the first maritime academy in the country with a nuclear engineering program.
It's a big deal for the academy, but it's a bigger deal for the state of Maine and for our country.
The MMA Board of Trustees recently approved the Nuclear Engineering Technology Major, which MMA President Craig Johnson says is one of the first of its kind in the U.S.
We'll be the first maritime academy to go forward in really the exploration of maritime nuclear, but also working on small modular reactors and other type of things within the nuclear industry.
The demand for nuclear energy education has increased in recent years to address energy needs and other pressing issues like global warming.
And nuclear offers a very significant pathway to decarbonization. Unlike any source of energy, it has the highest energy density.
The Academy has a long history of nuclear energy education. The institution recently reintroduced a nuclear engineering technology minor after being out of its curriculum for 3 decades.
Fundamental principles of safe nuclear power is training and having the right fundamental skill sets within the operators of the nuclear vessels. And this program will definitely support those goals.
As they aim to address workforce needs, safety remains at the top of mind.
The maritime industry is inherently dangerous, but we've been working safely there for 85 years, and we'll continue to innovate and keep our safety practices at the highest level.
The Academy will officially begin offering this new major to students at the start of the fall 2027 semester. In Castine, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And let's pause now, folks. We'll get a first check of our forecast.
All right, Beth, thank you. Old Town Redemption now offering a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 drawing. All right, weather today, happy Monday. Look at highs back up in the 60s for some locations today, but generally we're going to start cooling off now going forward as a cold front's on the way. We have cooler temperatures, not so much tomorrow, but more so for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right, the wind out there today basically out of the west-northwest around 10 to 20 miles per hour. It got a little gusty too, a few wind gusts near 30 today. Will die down to tonight, followed by the return of some more wind across the area tomorrow as well. A band of rain showers came through earlier, a couple sprinkles out there still. Otherwise, though, we're kind of clearing out currently, but we got to go upstream here, and our next band of rain showers over here. Not so much for tomorrow, but more so for Wednesday. And once this gets here, we're looking at some locally heavy rainfall Wednesday evening into Thursday as well. Our forecast for tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies with low temperatures down in the 40s. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
Jeff, thank you so much. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, our Alex Schley talked with officials ahead of Mental Health Awareness Month. And the city of Bangor will once again partake in conservation efforts during No Mow May. We'll have those stories and more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
Hi, I'm Tony with TC Hafford Basement Systems. All things basementy. Is your foundation shifting, settling, or cracking? Don't wait till it's too late. We offer the most reliable solutions to lift and stabilize your sinking foundation. With our advanced piering techniques, we'll ensure your home is back on solid ground. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
Hard work used to be enough in Maine. You could stern in the summer, plow in the winter, dig clams, and send your kids to college. That's not possible anymore. We didn't stop working hard. The rules changed. I'm running to get money out of politics, pass real term limits, tax the wealthy, not the workers, and guarantee health care as a right, because you shouldn't have to be a billionaire to get a fair deal. I'm Graham Plattner, and I approve this message.
I was barricaded at the Capitol on January 6th. I saw it firsthand. I'm Jordan Wood. We can't go back to a broken system. I can't stand idly by as Trump rips away health care. ICE is terrorizing our streets, and billionaires buy elections. I spent my career defending democracy from election deniers and fighting corporate PACs. We need to take on Trump, beat Paul LePage, and finally deliver Medicare for all. I'm Jordan Wood. I approve this message.
Thousands of kids like Caroline receive life-changing care at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center each year, the only full-service pediatric program north of Portland. You can help support them by joining the Summer Classic for Maine Kids Golf Tournament, happening July 31st at Bangor Municipal Golf Course. Benefiting the Children's Miracle Network at Eastern Maine Medical Center, every dollar raised supports pediatric care today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Ready to tee up for a great cause? Visit northernlight.org/4kids to learn more and register today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, aimed at bringing attention to the more than 1 billion people around the world living with a mental health disorder. As our Alex Schley reports, healthcare workers are reminding people to take time to care for their mental health.
When I'm having a hard day, I like to just hit stop and pause for a second, take a big deep breath.
I go outside in the sun,
go for a run, get myself moving.
Try and spend time with my friends.
Regardless of what you do when you're having a bad day, this month, healthcare workers are reminding folks that it's important to be mindful about mental health. According to Mental Health America, mental health is our emotional, social, and psychological well-being. It shapes how we think, feel, and act.
It's really how our brain is working, how our life is going, and it's really the way that our brain is kind of driving our everyday life and how we make that connection through the way we feel about things, the way we're thinking about things, the way we act about things. Those are all interconnected.
This year's theme, More Good Days Together, encourages people to meet others where they're at. It reminds us that feeling good doesn't look the same for everyone. Northern Light Health is putting a local spin on that, emphasizing more good days in Maine. Officials say the theme focuses on everyday well-being, reducing stigma, and connecting people with resources.
Obviously, mental health, it really impacts the way we go about our lives and the way we're functioning in our lives. If we're functioning in a healthy way that we think is going well, or if we're functioning in more of a less healthy way, it makes an impact on how we're perceiving the way we're working on things.
Through this initiative, officials hope to remind people that it's okay to not be okay. In Bangor, Alex Schley for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
It's that time again. The city of Bangor is participating in the environmentally minded movement No Mow May. The conservation campaign encourages people to skip mowing their lawns through the month of May to help support early season pollinators. This year, the city will again take part in the effort, waiting until June to mow some of its lower traffic areas. Bangor Planning Officer Anya Collette says these efforts benefit both local plants and animals.
Anything that we can do to really help native bees, because native bees actually do a better job at pollination than honeybees. And they're really important for basically our whole web of life. So anything we can do to help them.
Collette says other city initiatives are also helping, including downtown Bangor, which has added a variety of new planting fixtures to beautify the community and, in turn, support pollinators. So important. Still to come on ABC7 News at 6, an artist brings her passion for art to Brewer High School, helping students find their own creativity. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Bush, and I know what you're thinking, not another Bush, but hear me out. I'm not a politician or a lobbyist. I'm a veteran, an entrepreneur who created over 900 jobs in Maine. And as governor, I'll take a sledgehammer to Janet Mills' wasteful spending. I'll slash your taxes, property, and income, and put the Democrats' woke policies in the shredder. I'm Jonathan Bush. It's time for a Johnny, don't touch the shredder.
I went through a pretty bad divorce. My ex handled all the finances and ruined my credit. No money in savings, and an 8-year-old daughter that I was trying to raise. And a coworker said, try your local credit union. It changed my life. The credit union actually cared about my story and not just what was on paper. I just got pre-approved for a home loan to buy our first house. The credit union, they gave me the confidence I needed. They were like family.
We need to stop the trafficking of fentanyl. We've had serious issues. Our death rate climbed tremendously.
Susan Collins successfully fought to give law enforcement the critical tools they need to combat fentanyl traffickers.
And I don't know anybody else as sincere as Susan Collins is about keeping our young people and our communities safe. Thank you, Senator Collins, for delivering when it matters most.
Who is the real Graham Plattner? He calls rural Mainers stupid and racist. Plattner says some Maine lobstermen are drug-addicted pieces of shit. He blames Maine's women for getting raped because he says they get up drunk. Graham Plattner even bragged about a Nazi tattoo on his chest. He calls it eminently reasonable. That's the real Graham Plattner. To be continued. Pine Tree Results PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
ABC7 and Fox 22's Jack Webb named Maine's Sportscaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association.
Welcome back in, folks. We'll start on the gridiron as rookie mini camps were held over the weekend in the NFL, and one Black Bear made his first appearance in his new colors. Linebacker Chris Thomas, who signed with the Las Vegas Raiders as an undrafted free agent, was out in the Sin City this past weekend as the Raiders ran their rookies through training and drills. Thomas says each step in the process is a dream come true.
It was great. It was wonderful. Everything I ever dreamed of. I'm still just shocked and just blessed to have an opportunity. Kid from Maine, well, not from Maine, but kid going to school at Maine, and it's just something that you dream about, but you never know if it's actually going to happen. So, it was a blessed experience and a great experience, and I'm so excited to, go back in a week and meet the vets and, see what it's all about.
We will have much more from Thomas on Tuesday. Well, it was a tough Monday for Celtics fans as their team that was favored to win the Eastern Conference blew a 3-1 lead and lost the series to the 76ers in Game 7 on Saturday. Celtics season coming to a close with their 109-100 defeat at the hands of Philadelphia. No Tatum for the C's as he was ruled out before the game, and Boston started a lineup that hadn't started together all year long. Many things to discuss, but don't worry, Celtics fans, you aren't the only ones having a hard time coping with the loss, as star guard Jaylen Brown did a live stream Sunday night voicing his displeasure with the refs, Joel Embiid's flopping, and more.
It's just my personal opinion on basketball. Some of y'all might disagree. You know what I mean? But argue with your grandma. Flopping has ruined our game. Joel Embiid is a great player, one of the best bigs in basketball history. Flops. He know it. This ain't breaking news. If I had to choose, if I had to like say there's some referees that need to be investigated, like just overall out of all the officiating, we had 3 of them in the last 3 games. It's weird activity. You're gonna call me, right? And it's right here, right in front of you. Same move. Same move. Everybody does it. It's the same move, but this is a 3-point play. He makes a 3 right here. If it would have been me, that'd have been an offensive foul.
Quite the era we're alive for, where you got players who just played in the game and going on podcasts and live streams to explain themselves. It's pretty interesting. Well, the Bruins might have lost, but we still have playoff hockey down in Portland as the Maine Mariners can lock up their first playoff series win in franchise history on Tuesday night. Mariners face off against Adirondack in Game 6 of the Northern Division semifinals, with Maine leading the series 3-2. Puck drops at 7 at the Cross Insurance Arena. Mariners taking 2 of 3 on the road and could have easily swept the Thunder in New York, but fell in overtime on Saturday night. Now, if a Game 7 is needed, it would be in Portland on Wednesday night, but the Mariners want to end this sooner rather than later.
You know, I told the guys that this is why we fought so hard to lock up that second spot, and now we have the opportunity to come back home here and wrap it up on home ice.
For now, that's all the time we have for sports. Here is your full 5-day forecast.
All right, thank you. Iron Horse Motorcycle Lawyers, ride smart. And we're talking weather out there for today. Not a bad day. A couple of sprinkles across the region. Temperatures pretty much near 60. Tomorrow, though, up near 70 for one day only. And then some much cooler air gets in here, most likely on Wednesday, as we get some rain showers in here as well. Once the rain gets here Wednesday, there's showers in the forecast Wednesday, Thursday into Friday, and there could be some locally heavy rainfall once again across our region. So today, though, low temperatures right near freezing, kind of cool, right? But there was a nice recovery to the day today, basically upper 50s across the region. Tomorrow, though, will be warmer. A south wind kicks in again tonight, gusting near 25 miles per hour, and tomorrow high temperatures near 70 for one day only before it gets a bit cooler, right? All right, the wind out there today was a thing, right? Wind gusts near 25, 30 miles per hour. This will be back tomorrow again out of the south, directly around 30 miles per hour again. So out there currently out of the west around 10 to 15 miles per hour sustained. We're getting a few gusts near 25. This will be slow to come down tonight. So again, kind of a windy stretch of weather ahead for us. The waves out there now, the offshore wind here, 3 to 4 feet directly offshore, building upwards of 10 feet or so out to sea. This will be with us tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. Thus, there is a small craft advisory in here and also a gale watch, as we have more weather on the way that's going to really kind of stir up the atmosphere and make things windy around here once again. So a band of rain showers came through earlier. See you later. Behind it, there's a couple sprinkles left over. Not a big deal at all. The bigger deal then will be coming here likely tomorrow night late, more so for Wednesday, part of this system here and this moisture down there. So overall, tomorrow is going to be the nicer of the days going forward as we bring rain back in the forecast Wednesday, Thursday, and a Friday. Futurecast shows the rain getting out of here this evening. And then behind it, here's tomorrow, 5 o'clock or so, rain showers just to the west and overspreads the region tomorrow evening. And then throughout the day on Wednesday, we're talking some moderately to heavy rain showers across the area. Could give somebody some locally heavy rainfall Wednesday into Wednesday night. That looks something like this into Thursday morning, where an inch or two of rainfall is on the way for parts of the area, basically north and west of the Bangor area. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies with low temperatures down near 44 and a south breeze around 5 for tomorrow. All right, partly cloudy, reaching for 70. We'll probably stop just short tomorrow throughout the afternoon with a gusty south wind in there. There could be a few gusts tomorrow near 40 miles per hour throughout the afternoon. Then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows tomorrow is the warm day near 70. Cooler, some rain showers Wednesday, 62. Same thing for us on Thursday. And then Friday, some more showers in the area, not all-day rain. I think we're going to be dry for the weekend with temperatures back in the upper 50s.
Jeff, thank you so much. We will be right back.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
You're already getting squeezed because Susan Collins voted with Donald Trump to raise healthcare costs and raise insurance premiums. Now, Susan Collins voted to give Trump a blank check for his war in Iran.
Gas and oil prices are on the rise as the conflict in Iran continues.
The war in Iran is impacting the global economy and raising the prices you pay.
Tell Susan Collins to stop supporting Trump's wars. Mainers can't afford it.
Is that a compression nut? Oh! Ah!
We got a duct taper.
This spring, invest in your nest with the County Federal Credit Union. Your home has grown in value, season after season. With the county's 1010 Home Equity Line of Credit, you can borrow up to your credit limit over 10 years, with interest-only payments over those 10 years, 10-10. And then you can stop and smell the roses, soak up the sun, and invest in your nest. The 1010 Home Equity Line of Credit, the County Federal Credit Union, countyfcu.org.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Kat Johnson is an artist through and through, and now she's helping students at Brewer High School tap into their own artistic abilities. Our Jody Hersey has more.
This is my favorite kind of art. You don't have to think about it. You can just meditatively repeat an action.
Kat Johnson is glazing a ceramic bowl inside her classroom at Brewer High School, where she works as an art educator. Johnson says art has always been a part of her life.
I feel like I've been making art my entire life. I was one of those very fortunate people who had a parent who believed in my abilities early on and really fostered that.
Johnson grew up in New York. When her mother moved to Maine, she eventually followed and put down roots in Bangor. Although she considers herself a printmaker and illustrator, she enjoys all forms of art.
I wholeheartedly believe that art is for everyone. I work really hard as an art educator to convince the kids who think that they aren't artists that there is a place in their life for art.
Johnson's ceramic bowl will be one of the many pieces for sale at Brewer High School's annual Student Art Show on May 27th. But her art is also available at the Rock and Art Shop in Bangor, as well as online at katjohnsonart.com.
It can be a distraction, it can be an outlet, it can be a celebration. It's so many things, it is what you make it. And I don't think there are any rules around it. I believe that it's all worthwhile if you gain something from it.
A local artist sharing her passion and her talents with the next generation. In Brewer, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And that is going to do it for us, folks. From everyone here at ABC 7 News, take care. Have a great rest of your evening. May the 4th be with you. And for more, join us over on Fox 22 News tonight at 6:30.
This week, President Trump's plan for new tariffs on imported cars. Plus, as Americans struggle to fill their tanks, farmers warn of shortages and price spikes. The Iran peace talks, where things stand. World News Tonight with David Muir is the most watched newscast in America.
Car accidents can be scary. It can feel like the whole world is crashing down around you. Hurt in a car accident, I'm on top of it. I'm your go-to guy.
Call 222-2222.
We need to get rid of Susan Collins.
For the car, your case is dismissed. We're done.
Please are excused when they step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
He paid off the loan for the car.
I did receive an insurance check.
Even though he had gotten an insurance check and he could have paid it off with that.
$2,000 of that went towards the car.
Chose not to, even though that's what I wanted to do.
The remainder of it went towards, there was credit card stuff.
That I owed him for prior debt.
I paid for her horse boarding, which I could prove with checks.
And that he felt that paying monthly payments would help boost our credit score.
She swore to tell the truth, and she knows what the truth is, and clearly that didn't happen.
Not to have a co-signer that I'm dating.
Yeah, no more co-signing.
Start fresh.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
A Supreme Court ruling has temporarily preserved access by mail to medication abortion, and local advocates are speaking out. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. Last Friday, a federal court reinstated a previous restriction on mifepristone, a medication that is commonly used for medication abortions. The new restriction made it impossible to get it by mail or pick it up at a pharmacy, but rather required patients to go to a clinic to access the medications. Leaders at the Mabel Wadsworth Center were planning a response and steps to move forward when today the Supreme Court temporarily blocked the lower court's ruling and reinstated access to mifepristone by mail. By May 11th, the court must decide whether to continue with that or if their block of the lower court ruling